braving the traffic. Great to see you. Thanks for coming on the radio.
Alex
Absolutely. Let's do it. Yeah.
All we've got to do is identify the shadow government that the Federal Reserve sits at the center of, and their whole fraud, their IRS, their wars, their tyranny, this banker empire will all come crashing down. For 98 years, they've masqueraded as a federal agency, and from the beginning, they built their facilities like fortresses because they create and issue currency out of nothing and enslave our population. They created a tilting playing field so that globalists could take over our world and our society. And all over the country, they knew that there was a movement against the globalists taking place, so they tried to trigger a collectivist movement to take over the revolution. But the people of the United States of the world see through it, and we're going to identify the real fraud. We are going to identify the private, run-for-profit Federal Reserve, and we are going to bring it down and restore the Republic. Control demolition. The Federal Reserve cannot stand at the same time our Republic stands. The Federal Reserve openly pushes for higher taxes to steal your money and give it to them for their global takeover operations. The Federal Reserve finances anti-family operations. The Federal Reserve is a giant criminal corporate takeover of the human species owned by the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and others. And it is identified as the enemy of the Republic, and it's going down!
Bring it down!
Amen. And slowly but surely, we are waking people up. All those poor zombies taking it so serious at the hotel I was at this morning. I guess we picked a hotel that had all the Oklahomans at it. They were all taking it so serious with their red war colors on. But more and more as their lives are destroyed, they're going to wake up and try to figure out what's happening and wake up out of that trance. And we're going to be there exposing the real enemy when the private Federal Reserve tries to demonize the Republic, the free market, and our Constitution so they can collectivize and get more people on their plantation. We're going to be here, Federal Reserve. You know, 20 years ago, Ron Paul couldn't get a single co-sponsor for his legislation to audit and then abolish the Federal Reserve. Last year and this year it passed the House. They watered it down. But it doesn't matter. We're gaining ground on you every day. You've been identified, and your criminal parasite organization is going down!
Come on at you, bastards!
They are so afraid. The private Federal Reserve that gives itself unlimited money, backed up by taxpayers, is so afraid. They've had Bernanke, they've had the head of the Dallas Fed, they've had them all come out and say they embrace Occupy Wall Street. Not that the Occupy Wall Street people are bad, but the point is the establishment wants to co-opt that from the left like the Tea Party from the right. And they want to desperately make it about raising taxes when these international bankers are exempt and offshore. Instead, we're here pointing out the real criminals, the real tyrants that sit in every community, enslaving every man, woman, and child. In the Fed! 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 In the Fed!